The Pareto principle is just, it's kind of a saying, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, where people will use the 20-80 rule to make decisions. Others argue that it's not a good rule at all. Peterson uses the rule to claim that as you expand your company, competence at the top is linear, and incompetence increases exponentially because you can't, like, hire different people. If you replace the
where is this coming from? I mean, he literally played the clip where he was using it to say that we need to worry about income inequality, which is something I think Cody, that's what's so bizarre about this, because Cody, I thought you were against income inequality. Jordan Peterson's on your side in this one.
No, but you don't understand. Jordan Peterson's talking about this. Okay.
What?
Cody, like Marxists, doesn't love poor people.
Right.
Okay. He hates rich people, and he hates people he perceives to be on the right.
Right.
And so that's the guiding principle here. Jordan Peterson could have the key to fighting poverty, and Cody would throw it down in the garbage disposal because it came from Jordan Peterson.
To own the fucking conservatives, he would do that. Yeah. He would turn to the poor people and say, listen, Elon Musk wanted to buy all of you dinner, but I said, fuck that guy. Right? You're all going hungry tonight. Isn't this great? We told Elon Musk to fuck off.
Everyone's yeah, essentially.
Everyone's like, I don't know. I kind of would like to have dinner with Elon Musk. What a dick.
Productive 80% with productive people. Do they magically become unproductive? It's silly. Now, this isn't all to say it's wrong or right, but rather subjective, and not any kind of harsh truth or cosmic force that binds everything together. Although there is something with data.
Nobody said it was a cosmic force that binds everything together, you nitwit.
Backing it up, called Pareto distribution in some sense. More specifically, the double Pareto log normal distribution. Here's a paper laying out the math I'm sure Peterson will admittedly not understand, and some examples and graphs displaying the distribution, which can be more or less wiki described as a situation where an equilibrium is found in the distribution of the small to the large. It's this shape. There are varying degrees of matches when plotting out distribution of large cities to small cities, or large oil fields to little oil fields. It's a distribution that pops up sometimes, and Peterson seems to think it's everywhere and great every time.
It's a very, very vicious statistic. And
This is a perfect comedy timing. Look at this. He's like, Jordan Peterson thinks it's great.
It's a distribution that pops up sometimes, and Peterson seems to think it's everywhere and great every time.
It's a very, very vicious statistic.
And then it got him saying, this is terrible. It's like a scene from Arrested Development.
That is fucking comedy gold. Yeah, like, he says the exact opposite. You're right.
How did this get into editing? Is the editor fucking with Cody?
It's What's happening? Vicious. Yeah. Yes. Jordan Peterson loves this. This is terrible. Yeah, you're what? Yeah, this is so bizarre. He looks like such a moron in this video. Everything he's arguing against all his own positions. Why would you do that, dumbass?
1.6 million idiots watch this video. We're like, oh, this is a good debunking of Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, exactly. I guess most people are just watching it with their brains shut off anyway. Yeah. Didn't Pareto win a Nobel Prize?
I have no idea.
I thought he did.
Apparently he was pro-fascist or something, as Cody says. So I don't know.
I thought I could have sworn Pareto won a prize.
Pareto Nobel Prize. Let's see.
I did. I'm trying to look it up now. Wilfred Fritz.
No, I don't think so.
Pareto.
I don't see no Nobels.
Well, he is French, so that's a little disheartening.
That's a point against him. He's not French.
Oh, no, wait. He's Italian.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little better, right?
Slightly. Not super better, but...
Hey, how dare you, Adam? You piece of shit.
Look at that. They got his signature there.
There you go.
I wonder if we could get a signature by him. Oh, no, wait. Holy shit. He went to the Italian School of Elitism.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It seems like he's like AA, I think, worships this guy.
Probably.
It's a distribution that pops up sometimes, and Peterson seems to think it's everywhere and great every time.
It's a very, very vicious statistic, and you won't learn about that in psychology for reasons I have no idea about.
Oh yeah, no idea why this random ratio that shows up sometimes but also often doesn't isn't taught in psychology classes. You might notice that in these videos, Jordan will also mention the Matthew effect, or talk about ratios that aren't just 20.
How did...
They didn't even let him finish his sentence.
If I'm Cody Johnson, okay, someone hands me a script. Say he's not involved in the production of the script whatsoever, which is very possible. Someone hands me a script, and I'm reading it, and I say, Jordan Peterson loves this. And then it says, cut to clip. And I assume it says in the thing what the clip says because Cody's directly reacting to it.
Right.
Or at least seems to be. And I'd say, wait a minute. You immediately cut to the clip of him saying it's vicious right after I say he said it was good. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we shouldn't edit it that way.
Nah.
But no. Cody Johnson, is he too high on blow? Like, what's happening here in this situation? How does he miss this?
I think he's got duping delay. I think this is like a psychopath maneuver here. He's like, watch this. I'm going to fucking gaslight these people so much. I'm going to have Jordan Peterson totally saying the opposite of everything I'm saying. And people are just going to fucking suck it right up like Sam Cedar and his bucket.
He could be right. He could be right.
Yeah. Look at all these Some More Lies fans eating up this shit. I don't like Jordan Peterson. He told me to clean my room one time. I like a messy room. I can find things easier that way.
There you go. I like my room like I like my women, messy and disheveled.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
2080. That's because he'll often merge the Pareto principle with something called Price's law. Often in the same breath, he'll sort of mix and match several different theories as if they are all related in some way.
It's called a Pareto distribution, Pareto, and it was studied in detail in scientific productivity by someone named DeSola Price. It's a square root law, so here's the law fundamentally. If you look at the number of people who are in a given domain, who are producing in a given domain, the square root of the people produce half the product. So that means if you have 10 employees, 3 of them do half the work, but if you have 10,000 employees, 100 of them do half the work.
Now, Price's law, when it was first...
This kind of maps onto Sitch and Adam pretty accurately, I'm noticing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you trying to say here? What are you trying to suggest here, bucko?
Let's move on quickly.
What are you trying to say, buddy? Buddy Brown?
Let's just say I'm the one that does the funny corn memes.
Listen, some of us are the sidekicks, and some of us aren't. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, that's an appropriate place for me to be with the level of work that I do. Okay, let's move on. Price's law. No, that's not true. Sitch and I do kind of share the workload. It's difficult. You get in a larger number situation, and it's a lot easier to like hide in the I'm not going to do a lot of work. I mean, I've worked in restaurants. You know, have you ever worked in a restaurant? Do you know there's like the side work thing. So in restaurants, generally there's side work. That's like a set amount of work that needs to be done just by, everybody chipping in.
Right.
And, Adam tends to not be around when the side work needs to be done. I usually can find better things to do with my time at the restaurant than doing the side work. So,
I mean, this is something I've noticed in every job I've done, in every group project for school I've ever done this is very obvious in Boy Scouts.
Yes.
There's always going to be, basically what happens is, and I think it's very malicious to some extent, people kind of in a group situation, they kind of intuitively and unconsciously feel out like who's the take charge worker guy or type, because sometimes it's girl, and then that person does all the work.
Exactly.
They kind of just say hey, listen, if you want to do all the work, be my guys.
Yeah. Well, you want it done right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I'm kind of a dipshit. Who knows what I'm going to do?
I can't do it quite the way you want it, so you might as well just do it yourself. And it's very frustrating because I've known people all my life who are the people that get taken advantage of that because they're the worker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, you can't let people take advantage of you that way. And it's very difficult for them to not.
I know. So. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I've counseled many people in that situation. So Price's Law says.
Fortunately, I've never been in that situation.
Yeah.
Hey, sucker!
Because you're doing.
I'm a lazy piece of shit, boy. Do all the work, Adam.
Price's Law says that 50% of the work at a company is done by a small number of people. I mean, how is this controversial? Fucking.
Because we all live in the socialist utopia, comrade, where everyone does their equal share of work.
Yeah, sure.
East.
They pretend to pay us and we pretend to work is a famous phrase that came out of the Soviet Union.
This is all post hoc rationalization because what he's really arguing is because he knows that this argument hurts the sort of, Marxist utopian co-op argument. Because the people that are pro-capitalism want to say, hey, we either live in or should construct a society where people who do the extra work are rewarded. Right. Now, often people who do the extra work are not rewarded and are instead taken advantage of, but that's a different situation. But he can't even make that argument because he wants to abolish the system of capitalism entirely and replace it with this weird, everything's a co-op model.